Sounds about good, right? That's good. you you nervous? I'm good. All right. All right, so it's your boy Blacky D and the homie Tyler. We're here with randomness with the homies, and we got some topics for you today. So you ready to get started? Or you want me to start? How do you want to do this today?
We can get started, man. Something that's been on my mind a lot because I've been seeing a lot of videos recently through Facebook and Instagram. Man, wrestling back in the when we were growing up, it was so entertaining.
Mhm.
It was one specific match that's in my head. The I think it was in elimination match. You remember when Kurt Angle, old self, was still wrestling?
Yes.
It was him, John Cena, forgot old guy's name. Uh, his finisher, like his submission finisher, was the Master Lock. Kane and Shawn Michaels. You don't get you don't get entertaining wrestling like that anymore.
Oh God, no. Which
Nah,
is why I don't watch it anymore.
yeah,
Uh,
I don't watch any of the new stuff. Well, yeah, I don't watch any of the new stuff. I see little snippets and clips
yeah, I'm a
from
big
social media.
yeah, I'm a fan of like the Attitude Era. Like, there's no greater wrestling in my mind than the Attitude Era. So yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Like,
Nah, it was no era like the D Generation X era.
yeah, that's the Attitude Era. That's
See,
that era. Yeah,
it's different names for different things.
I mean that's what they. So they it's kind of like comic books and stuff. So like you have like your golden, your silver, and all those other kind of. Like when you think about comics, it's the same with wrestling. So like before the Attitude Era, kind of like the golden era, and then there's the Attitude, and then after Attitude, it was like the aggression era or something, ruthless aggression. Then they moved
Oh,
on like the
ruthless aggression, ruthless aggression.
ruthless
I'm trying to
aggression
remember
was like
ruthless aggression.
when Brock Lesnar came. That's when they considered that like the ruthless aggression. Not this time when he came back, but the first time when he came. That's when they considered to be ruthless aggression. So like when John Cena first came and Brock Lesnar and all them came, that's when it was like, oh, this is ruthless aggression. This is around the
Then
time
they
when Rock
Well,
and
shit.
Hulk Hogan
The
all of
the
them.
Big Show been in it for a while, but he came after the the Degeneration X era.
Yes, indeed. Well, Big Show had already been around. He was in WCW, but then he came to WWF. He was in there during the Attitude Era, but it was much later, like or midways through almost. You still consider that like the Attitude Era? I would say Attitude Era ended when Brock Lesnar and John Cena and all them came. When it started,
Man,
that's when it started to be like ruthless aggression. Now
it
they
was magnificent.
they're in the
I
peak.
used to wanna I used to wanna be like them. I can still remember doing the attitude adjustment, FU, STFU to my little brother on the trampoline, thinking I was a big superstar. Then I found out about Undertaker and Kane, and I wanted to be like the Brothers of Destruction, doing choke slamming people on the ground.
I used to want to be a wrestler. I ain't gonna lie. And then I found out like they never go home and people get hurt and doing drugs and dying and stuff. I was like, you know what? No. And it's a lot to even like begin. Like you don't be like, I'm gonna want to be a wrestler and I'm going straight to WWF. No, you be like, I want to be a wrestler. I'm gonna be poor. Then I gotta go through all these like territories. And it's almost like being a basketball or football player. It's like somebody gotta really notice you and then be like, oh, we'll try you out and then we'll maybe try you on TV. It's not like, oh, I want to be like I'm a wrestler and I'm
I kind
going.
of figured, I kind of figured it was like that, but I didn't know. Me growing up wanting to be a wrestler, I didn't know how to actually go about it. I didn't even know they had auditions for it.
Yeah.
Like
Well, no,
basketball, football, I know they got,
no, no audition.
college, you get people to
No,
scout you and all that crap.
No, it's like you being scouted and you may never get picked up. I listened to like a lot of podcasts, and I was listening to Stone Cold's podcast. He was talking to Mr. Kennedy, if you remember him. So on Mr. Kennedy's podcast, he was kind of like, there's so many people that try out for it, and you just never know that you. It's like if you say out of 100%, it's only 10% that actually may get picked. The rest of the people may just like wrestle wherever they wrestle at.
Man, that's a very low percentage. How in the world do you become the 10% that get in?
Look, somebody they gotta really, really want you. It'd be like you really like on board. You just gotta really be noticed by somebody, hopefully in the WWE or something like that.
John Cena did that with graceness. That man when he first came into the WWE,
He was
kind of figured it looked like he was gonna be somebody, but
he was actually like cool when he
how
first came.
his first few matches were, it
Nah,
was
he had
like,
that.
oh, he ain't gonna be here long.
Yeah, because he was doing like a lot of like technical wrestling stuff, and I remember because he used to come out with he didn't come out with like the jeans and the shirt. He came out with like the onesie on, like all the different stuff. It was really different with him, and
He started off in the speedo,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
speedo with the knee pads.
Yeah, it didn't look good for him at first, but they chose his personality backstage, and that's how they ended up like changing him into who he is now. And even how he is now, he is how he was. At first, he was like rapping and doing all other stuff. He don't even do that anymore.
That
But
was great, especially the rivalry between him and Edge.
yeah,
That that is what really made me want to break somebody's neck in the ring.
man, for me, like by the time he came, I wasn't really in it anymore. Like I would watch it, but I wasn't like, I need to be doing this. It didn't take much for me. Like once I found out people like you don't get to come home, like they work 7 days a week, bro. They really like out there 7 days, 6 days, 7 days. Like
I
you,
could imagine they have to go through routines repeatedly.
oh no, that's work. That's house shows. Yeah, they do their routines too. That's like in the daytime, but their shows are like at night. So you might be like Monday Night Raw, then Tuesday is NXT and SmackDown. Wednesday is Baton Rouge. Thursday is New Orleans. Friday is Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Saturday, you might be like, take off. Sunday is another house show, and then we move into the next, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like you like, oh, I'm working 2 days and I'm going home. You like you on the road until your leg break or something.
Yeah,
Like,
at least football players and basketball players get to go home.
well, if you ain't going home until you get hurt, you gonna have to get hurt, or they don't. You're not in the storyline or something like that. Now, AEW, they say they work once a week. They do their show, and if they got a pay per view, and then you had the rest of the time off.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So if you want to wrestle, go wrestle for them. At least you get to come out.
Nah, I'm way past that. I'm way past the wrestling phase. Nah, I just want to build cars. That's all I want to do now is just build cars. I don't want to wrestle. I don't want to, because I know they debut me. They gonna debut me in the tightest speedo ever, and I'm just gonna pass out halfway, walk to the ring. I don't.
I'm press record, DVR that episode. We're gonna be laughing.
No, you do not want to see me wrestle. I'm not a wrestler now.
Oh, they're gonna be throwing you around like a little dog. Like, yeah,
And they probably would. They probably would have me losing like every match for the first 4 or 5 months.
well, you got to pay your dues when it comes to those types of things. It's like pay your dues and then you get recognition. But it's about you have to really sell yourself in that business. Like they're like you can come in and we'll give you the time, but it's about you selling yourself. You know what? And that's like when you think about like Stone Cold, you think about Rock, you think about Undertaker, and people like them. It's like they got noticed by people, but they were able to create who they wanted to be, and they sold it, you know, and that's how they stayed in it for so long, or that's how they got the popularity because they're able to be themselves and sell that character. You know, if you can't do that, you won't be in it very long. Not on WWF anyway, WWE.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have made it to SummerSlam.
Me either, because like I like doing this where I'm talking, but like to be in front of that many people, you know, it's like it's funny mimicking them, but it's like it's a big difference when you standing in front of thousands of people because you still have to be able to wrestle, you have to perform, you have to also bring this personality to these people in order to get them to either get behind you or to boo you or whatever it takes, you know. So it's a lot.
I kind of understand how I feel because I was a drum major at one point in my life, but I don't think I. Well, the only time I've been in front of thousands of people is big parades, but like not even Battle of the Bands. Battle of the Bands, it was just hundreds of people, not even close to thousands of people.
Right.
But even with me doing a couple field shows in front of people, every time we had to go out, I was still nervous because one, you is it even if people don't know what they're looking for, even if I mess up in the slightest bit, whether I'm coming out on the field, doing the back bend, coming up from the back bend, directing the band, walking off the field, it's still noticeable. Even
Right.
if you don't know what you're looking for, you can still notice the mistakes.
Yeah. So yeah, that being a wrestler was like it's a lot. So okay, so we'll move on into something else. So I think I sent you the thing on the robotic strippers.
What is the world coming to? Not only do we not like the women that we have, we objectifying them.
Well, that's only one place in Los Angeles, and they have robotic strippers. So they, I don't know, from what I read is they're trying to, they're gonna put like cameras in to see who is actually like attracted to this whatever. It's like so I don't know, man. It's like you
All the weirdos about to come out from up under their beds and out their closets to come to the strip clubs now and throw dollar bills and put coins in the coin slots, man.
it's gonna be RoboCop shaking it for you, just clapping cheeks. RoboCop like, oh man, what is like?
Hydraulic fluid leaking on the poles. Nobody want to see that.
I don't know if it's gonna be like that far because I think it's still like women performing, but it's also like robots too. So if that's your thing, it's gonna be like Cyberpunk 2077. Like, you know, you do what you want to do. I don't know, man.
Never even played it, man. Just think about it, because I'm pretty sure they're using some kind of AI with
Mm.
these robots, and if they get I'm pretty sure they self-learning. They observing the strippers. You
But no,
see
no,
jealousy backstage.
no, I don't know if they're gonna do that. It's more or less they pretty much they're doing like a CCTV just for to see who may be attracted to that. All they're doing is just dancing. Like they're just on stage just dancing.
Pretty soon it's gonna be that iRobot type
No,
thing.
no,
Not them so much as coming for the human race, but just them really acting like other strippers act. You seen Players Club. They was fighting back there. They
oh,
was fighting back there.
that's not gonna go well. Like you getting choked up by a robot. That's my dollar. You took my dollar.
That could happen.
I,
That could happen.
I don't even want to see a robot being a stripper. Like I don't get it. Like it was not so women because it's mainly women who strip. There are guys who strip too, but I don't care about them. But that's like terrible. You got to be like, I'm dancing, and then I got to look over, and then there's two robots.
It's not even gyrating. It's like it's ticking, trying to move his hips and grind like a
Oh,
human,
man.
bro. It's weird.
I want to know who's paying for that. It's gonna come out. I want to know who's paying for that. Somebody gonna post it like, "Hey, I'm out here. They got robots."
They have people in their rooms right now, probably some genius trying to make their own stripper.
And these robots don't have like parts yet. They just like it's
The
not even a whole.
exoskeleton,
Yeah,
the
it's not
top
even
half.
on the breast. Yeah, it's just like that, and just everything else is missing. And then it's like, it's weird. I'm like, bro, who's going for this?
Who would be attracted to that?
I want to see it.
Why?
I don't want to see it. I want to see who's attracted to it.
You want to see both? I'm convinced.
Because if I go there, I'm gonna be recording and laughing. I'm like,
I
look
ain't
at
never even been to a strip club. I don't want to. I want my first time going to one, seeing a robot doing a Dougie on stage.
it's not that great. It's not as great as what you would think it is. I've been a couple times. It's not.
That's probably why I've never been in one.
The ones I've been to down here, they're not pleasing to go into. But it's been a few years since I've been to. So, but back when I did go, I was not happy. That's all I'm gonna say. Was
I
it
wouldn't dare go to one down here.
you don't
I
want to.
wouldn't dare. I can just imagine the different smells.
You don't want to.
Exactly.
My last one that we went to, my friend he DJs, and so like he has friends in there that DJ. So he's like, "Hey man, we're gonna run in there. I just want to see what the music is like right now." He said like 10 minutes tops. And I was like, "Okay, cool." So we had gone to New Orleans prior to this. I had went and bought like all these new clothes, man. I got on all white jeans. I got on like
All white jeans to a strip club. You don't know who got streaks in their panties.
well the
You
thing is
don't know who menstrual cycle about to come on.
we
You
didn't
just go out
like
there,
we didn't know that we
white
was going to
jeans.
that, so I didn't wear the white jeans to go to the strip club. We went to New Orleans. And then on the way back, he was like, "Let's stop over here." And I was just like, "Bro, I just got these new clothes, like all white jeans. I had on G Nice's high tops, like white, all white and blue. I had on a blue shirt. Man, I got out of it. We were in there for 10 minutes. I swear, I timed this. I smell like smoke, cigars, whatever. And I didn't even do anything. It was like, bro, it was the word. It was more dudes
That's
than
not.
it was
That
women.
is not. That is not pleasant.
No.
I don't see how people get enjoyment out of that.
The dudes were dancing more than the women were. I was like, what is going on here? Like, what is this? A chick ran up on me and she threw the wig in my face. Like, you want to dance? I was like, no, I do not. I did not come here for this. I'm leaving in like the next 3 minutes. That's my attitude. I was like, I don't want anything out here.
Nope. That's my appetite. That's my sleep. I that probably would have turned me into an insomniac.
Well, once they throw the wig on you, that's pretty much it ruined at that point. Any chance of you being turned on is turned off, man. It's like a very disgusting wig, and it's like wig in my face. You want to dance? No, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. So
I'm disgusted. I'm very disgusted.
yeah,
That is nasty.
it wasn't the highlight, and that was which one is that? The one that was by the old Earl K. Long. It's that one. I don't know if that's dancers or whatever that is, but it was not the best place to be. Like I literally walked through the door and I found a place to sit down and then left, and I was like, I don't want anything here.
I'm a pass. Now I've been to New Orleans. I've been to Bourbon Street a handful of times, especially during Mardi Gras. Walking down,
Don't.
having drinks with friends, and then all of a sudden, hey, how you doing? Good looking. You want to come enjoy some time in our little building over here? Like what? And they stand outside shirtless. Like, come enjoy us. Give us your money.
You were down on the gay side.
No, I
Oh,
don't want to go down on the gay side. No,
oh,
I don't want to do that.
oh! I was saying you down on the gay side. That's what you.
No,
Oh,
this was a woman. This was a woman, and she smelled like somebody threw up on her. and she was trying to convince me to go inside the dang on club. Like she tried to grab my hand and everything. Like, come on, baby, come inside. That's disgusting.
You were down on the gay side.
And now I can't hear you.
My bad, I'm messing with the audio. But no, you were down on the gay side. That's terrible, man. That's terrible. No, there is a real gay side though.
I didn't
Unfortunately,
know they had a gay side to
yeah, I
it.
found
I
out
know
it's very displeasing. You don't want no part of that.
I know
We
we passed up a few music spots, and then I seen 2 or 3 strip clubs, and they had this voodoo shop on the other side of one strip club that I still regret walking into because the feeling that I felt, it made my soul want to leave my body and cry. Yeah, it was that disturbing.
no, we saw
And
like
then I seen a little altar with a little ear on it that says "Do not disturb altar." I ran up out that place.
oh, we made it down on the gay side. There was a gay police officer directing traffic. He wasn't really a
Gay
police
police
officer. He
officer.
wasn't a police officer. He was just dressed up. He was out there like doing splits and blowing the whistle. You can go, but he wasn't really an officer. It was terrible. And then there, like what you said, with being outside, they would dance in the window with like little speedos on and stuff, and we were like, oh,
Yeah, I've never seen any of that
you
down
know,
there. You
you know.
went that far. I'm not going that
Well,
far.
we didn't know. We went for my sister's birthday. We went to like the casino and stuff, and she was like, "Let's walk," and they were getting drunk, and we just kept walking, and it was like, "Oh, it's getting weird." And then when we saw the police officer, we were like, "Oh, we need to turn around because that's when it gets a little, you know, strange on the other side of town."
Speaking of casinos, I don't think I ever go to a casino again.
No, that was my first. Well, that was my first time going to one and gambling. So I actually made a couple dollars. So playing like the
That wasn't my first time going to a casino. I think I might have been like 4 or 5 times. The last times when I went to Biloxi, but I didn't win anything. I lost like $60.
thing.
Right, it wasn't my money. So,
That's
but
terrible.
me and my lady went a couple weeks. Was it a couple weeks ago? I want to say it was a couple weeks ago. We went with like $40. I won 9. Decided to go to another machine just to lose it all.
No,
I thought as soon as you walk in casinos, the cameras see a new face, they point to what machine you going on, and the people upstairs be like, "Ooh, let them win a couple $100 or at least 2 grand," so he can be like, "Oh yeah, let me go and try another one and see if I can get some more," and then let him win a little bit on that machine, and then once he go to the next machine, let him lose it all. That's how I thought casinos work.
no, sir. You pretty much have to be in there spending big money, and that they're watching you, and they do let certain people win. But nah, you gotta really be not dropping money off.
Certain people seem like a lot of people in there was winning. Every other person I walked by had a stack of hundreds in their hand, and they was old people. One dude had a little walker. He was like this with his money. Tap. Oh yeah, got me another $100. Tap. Ooh, another $100. Tap. And the thing just lit up. Bloop 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 bloop. Oh, I just won $500. How about that?
Well, he might have been there a while though too. He might have been spending his social security or whatever it takes
He
to get.
probably was in there a while because he had like this little, like the little food trays you use to eat food on, like when you sit in your room, something.
Yeah,
He had one of those by him next to his little scooter with a bunch of empty glasses. So he
yeah,
probably been there for some hours.
he's been in spending money. So yeah, they letting him win something. Like here, you're gonna need this money for some prescription pills. You know, take this home with you. You spend
Then they supposed to give you free drinks. I ain't even get a free drink.
you weren't spending much money. You don't
I
have
was spending a lot of money. $20 is a lot of money. You know what I can do with $20?
you not get a free drink.
Cause that woman looked at me and I was about to raise my hand to get one, and she just
Here,
not for you.
You can have some water. Here, you get you some water. That's what you can
They ain't
have.
even have water.
Terrible. All right, let's move on. We have 7 minutes left. So I was going to get like racial. I had 2 more topics, but there's no way I'm gonna be able to go over 2 of them with this little bit of time left. But so all right, so this is weird. This I couldn't send you this one. I'll talk about this one. So in Alabama, there's this pastor who got arrested because his neighbor, who is a white lady, she called the police on him. He was watering his neighbor's yards, and she was out just looking in the like out in the yard and saw him or whatever, and decided to call the police on him. She acted like she didn't know who he was, and so the police pull up. In Alabama, they have a law where you don't have to identify yourself. Like as long as you're not doing anything, corrupt or anything criminal, like you don't have to tell them anything. They can pull up like, "Who are you?" You like, don't worry about that. You just pull off. Just do you, officer or whatever. So they ended up arresting him. And when they talked to her, then she was like, "Oh, he is my neighbor," or whatever. She's apologizing and stuff. But it was like you knew that was your neighbor when you called the police.
She didn't think they were gonna put him in handcuffs. She just probably wanted to just scare him.
She was mad because he wouldn't water her yard. That's how I felt about it. And so I was asked, it's like, what do you think about, like police involvement in situations like this? And I'm like, I think it's more than just police. I think because it's mainly like a lot of white people. And I ain't trying to go down on white folks, but it's like it's mainly y'all calling on people, and then police are kind of like the big brother, big sister of the situation because they don't know what's going on. They just pull up like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And then we give them attitudes. They have attitudes. Then either somebody shot or you
Somebody getting body slammed, choked, and kicked in the back of the head.
choked out, snuffed out. But I feel like it's more of the person who picked up the phone than it is the police. And I'm not taking the police side either, but I know I've either known some police officers and stuff like that, and they're pretty cool. They scary people too. Don't get me wrong, because that's a job that
Oh,
yeah,
trust me, I know.
yeah. I used to want to be a police officer, and that changed. I
I
don't.
wanted to be one when I was in middle school because some of the police officers that they had at our middle school were kind of like big influences on why I changed my life around. Because I used to fight every day, like every day I'm fighting people. And then I got older, and I see because I got some people in my family that's sheriff, that's in the sheriff department, BRPD. They telling me about all this crazy stuff they doing. I'm like, hey, I don't want to do that anymore. But let me go to the army. Let me see if that's better. Let me see if that's better.
I feel like that's the same thing, except for you just not patrolling the city or the state, like that. You just you're not doing that. You got to go out of the country and deal with stuff. It's not the same thing, but
That and the going out of the country part is the scariest thing about it.
mm,
Especially if you don't know anything about that country. You're
mm,
just going in there blind, trying to figure it out.
yeah, I feel
Which is
that.
what I wanted to do, but I didn't make it that far.
No, I just want to be on a SWAT. I was in high school when I felt like I wanted to be a police officer. They told us how they would go in people's house and like just tear all their stuff up, looking for whatever they need to find. They'll be cutting your couch up, turning your TV over, busting your whatever. And the city has to pay for all of this. And even if they don't find anything, they be like, "Oh well, just here, contact the city, build them, and they'll
Yeah, send you a check in the mail within 10 to 15 business days.
replace everything." flush your prescription pills, flush them. Like, oh, this is not. But after that, to even get on the police force is like, I actually attempted to do it like twice. I was like, you know what, I don't have that kind of time for it. And there was a guy out there, he had been trying out for like 4 years and he failed like every time and he kept trying. And they would tell us, they'd be like, he's been out here every time trying to get on here and he's still trying. I was like, I don't have that kind of time. Like, it's not meant for
I
me.
would have stopped after number 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because they like your physical fitness has to be like through the roof. They want you to be able
I'm
to.
not even you. Nope, cut that. You can't even say it has to be
Oh yeah.
through the roof because I've seen a bunch of officers
Yes. Yes. That's the part that got me.
300 plus. Like you
Exactly.
want me to be at the peak of the physical triangle, but
Bruh.
yet you have police officers, sheriffs, even SWAT. And this goes for the military too, because I've seen some big people in the military, dog.
Well,
I've seen
but
some huge people
now
in the military.
you have to understand too before we run out of time. So state troopers, city police, and then sheriffs, each one of their physical requirements are different. So it'd be easier to be a sheriff than it is to be a regular city police officer versus it is to be a like state trooper. So like each level up is like more physical. So if you want to be a sheriff, you could be 300 pounds to be a sheriff versus being, you know, regular city police
That's
officer.
just like in the military. The army is supposed to be the easiest to get into because there's physical requirements, but they're not really gonna be on your head about it. As versus being in the Navy, they try to drown your ass. Going to the Marines is like you have to be the best of the best. You have to come in with a swole mindset to leave with a swole body, and you have to keep that swole body. Because when I tried to be, I wanted to be in the Marines first, but when I tried and talked to a recruiter, they weighed me. I think I weighed like 132 at the time. That man looked at me up and down and said, I know where you can go. See, they're always right there with the little waves on it. Go be in the Coast Guard. You
Oh,
got to be at least 200 pounds to be in the Marines. I'm like, huh?
okay, hold on. So we're gonna take a break right quick. We'll be right back with the next topic. Okay. Okay, yeah. So like you were saying about like so the different levels with getting into the military or whatever. Or you
I didn't
forgot.
know. I didn't know it was weight requirements to be in the Marines because I really had my mind set on that. A
Yeah.
lot of people try to talk me out of it too.
I think it's like as far as being a police officer, I don't think it's any weight requirements. I think it's just the physical, like so like you had to be able to run, I think if I remember, it's like 13 minutes doing like a mile and a half. You had to be able to run that at least 13 minutes. A
I
mile.
want to say it was 14, 40. I don't even think it was a mile. I think it had to be like a 14-minute 2 mile or some shit.
Yeah.
I got the book up in there somewhere.
So needless to say, the first time your boy didn't make it, the first time they had to come pick me up with a vehicle. So for everybody who didn't, because like I went out there like I'm not really like a physical fitness person. I wasn't that like I was a small person in high school and stuff, and I wanted to like really do it coming out of high school, but I went out there like all physical and stuff like that. And I felt like I ain't even lie to you when I went out there for the tryouts. I felt like dude was really he pretty much was. He was looking me straight in my face like, you ain't been doing none of this. You ought to just get up right now and leave. And I was there like, oh no, I'm about to go out here with everybody else and try this thing out. Cause like all the test stuff, man, like the testing is easy. Like the civil service stuff, it feels like you go to like take a test at the DMV. Like you can get into all of that. That's super easy. It's like they want you to be like in top shape. Dude was like, if somebody gets away or we chasing behind somebody, if we need to run behind them for 5 miles, you need to be able to be like get behind them for 5 miles. I was like, get in the car and run them down in 2 miles. I don't have time for that. You think I'm be chasing you running behind you for 5 miles? Like, but it felt like he was looking me in the face, and I was like, yeah, I'm still gonna try this out. So needless to say, the first time I was like, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna jog through this thing or whatever. I'm gonna make this in 13 minutes. Man, I feel like so what they did, it made you run like up this street and then it curved and then you turn back around and had somebody waiting, be like, all right, turn around here. You turn back around and like I got up to like we were headed back to get to the finish line and I got like a quarter like of the portion left. And I was like, you know what? I'm done here. I cannot. So I ended up just running out into the ditch and somebody pulled over and they were like, get in the back of the truck. I was done. I was like, so then they had,
How
so the
you run out into the ditch?
because I was tired. They were like, they're like, don't fall out and faint because they're like, we're not, if you fall out and get hurt, we're not responsible for this. It's like, you try it out for this. So it's like the best thing to do is run to the side, somebody that come pick you up in the vehicle. That's pretty much how it was. So it was a couple of those out there sitting on the back of the vehicle. I was like, I don't feel bad. I'm not by myself. But so
Even if I was by myself, I wouldn't feel bad. This just ain't for me, Chief.
Well, no, so it was like then they retested me like 3 months later. So within that 3 months time, there was like that montage of me going to the gym and get on the treadmill, and I'm running and running and running and I actually made it the second time. It's just that when they test you, ain't no breaks, ain't no water breaks. It's like run this mile. When you finish run this mile, give me some sit ups, then give me some push ups, and then you're gonna do some pull ups. And it's like, oh, hey, you know what? I didn't do all of this. I got the run in for you, player. That's all.
But you never know when you be in a situation where you just have to keep pushing your body.
Right. I've seen police officers down here. Ain't none of that going on. Hey, none of for what they wanted. Ain't none of that going on. And they had people who were actually like in the military who were like, they were good because, of course, in the military, you're doing this all day. But for somebody who's regular, like regular, like that guy who was there for like 4 years, he was just regular. Like, I was like, bro, I ain't coming back here 4 years. If I don't make it on the second time, don't hit me up. They hit me up the next year, like, hey, we retesting. I'm like, hey, I got a job now. I don't care anymore. Like I'm done. And like they pay really well starting off because like once you say, okay, I'm gonna be a police officer, you make it past the testing, and it's pretty much like a lot of physical fitness, and they just training you until you actually get a badge and stuff once you get to the academy. So they pay really well. You get like the lowest might be like 35 a year because you're gonna be there for a while until you get out. But just trying out to get on, it's bogus. So I was like, yeah, don't call me back. Don't even worry about it. Don't even call me back. So uh yeah, but like I was saying, I feel like it's a police officer issue, but it's also who gets to the phone first in this situation. And unfortunately, we've seen even I think prior to COVID, it's a lot of white people who pick up the phone on black folks and Mexican people and anybody else that's not white. And I'm not, I ain't trying to be racist because I know white people. I'm friends with some, and they seem like the really nicest people. I work with some. I don't really. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say there, but
I was gonna say they say this too.
like some of them, I
I
feel like
know black
one,
people have Mexican friends.
I know one or two might call the police on me on purpose accident, but like some of the ones I do know, they seem like really cool people. But in a lot of cases, what we've been seeing on social media, and various little things, I feel like a lot of that's like in spite. So with this situation with this lady who called on this pastor, I honestly feel like it was being spiteful. Like who lives in your neighborhood, or you got it. Like she called on her neighbor. He's watering the grass for the people across the street. So if he watering the grass, if you see him across the street or next door, you know this man. So they played the audio back from like when she called, she made it seem like it was multiple young people. They pull up this old man in his 60s and 70s out watering grass. What teenager, 20-year-old, outside water his neighbor grass? Let's just be real. That ain't happening. and multiple ones at that. I don't know, like unless they just going through and God has gotten their life right now. I know they ain't out watering grass. I'm in my 30s. I'm not outside watering grass, so I know it
I mean,
ain't.
one is I'm not outside watering grass.
So you ain't
I
got
don't
even
get
out.
up. I
Yeah.
don't get up in the morning and just be like, "Hey, I feel like watering grass. Let me go knock on my neighbor door and just let them know I'm about to water their yard. Since my grass looks so nice and green, I want to make their grass like my grass."
Well, the people were out of
That's
town.
what it is.
They were out of town, so it was like, okay. He was like, well, I'm just helping him out, and it just went from there. So she pretty much called on him for that. She didn't have a reason to call. She was just like, I feel like she was like, he ain't water my grass. Henry ain't over there water my grass. I've been making advances at Henry. He don't want these draws. He don't want to water my grass. I'm calling the police. That's how I feel about that situation. It's
That's
all it's
jealousy right there.
that's what it boiled out to be, because then she was like, after it was over, she was all apologetic and stuff. But I feel like a lot of times it is jealousy. Like in the cases where the kids were out selling lemonade or water, and somebody just walked by and be like, "Oh, you ain't supposed to be out here doing this. I'm calling the cops." Well, no, you called the police because you probably tried to do something last week and they told you no at the city park. So now you want to call on these kids over a bottle of water. It's like,
But you at the city park, you gotta look at it. Because most people see an adult trying to sell something, especially when they got a lot of kids around, they gonna think you a pedophile.
but it's
They
like,
gonna stop that shit real quick.
but they called on kids before. That's the thing. I think it's more is jealousy, and it's just petty stuff. And
They got
that's what it felt like in this situation. It's just jealousy, petty. Like, I'm mad at you for whatever, and I don't have it to do. That's what that felt like. And so I'm like, this man is a pastor. I mean, preachers go to jail too. Stuff happens,
preachers to go to jail.
but
Money laundering.
I feel like you in your 60s, you shouldn't be going to jail unless you really out here doing some stuff. And that wasn't worth it, you know. So really, they should have put her in cuffs after that. And then the police officers, they pull up like the bullies, and it make them look bad too. That's the whole thing. That's why I say it's hand in hand. It depends on who it is, because I mean, black people call the police too. Most of the time, we call the police stuff that already happened. The fight didn't happen and stuff already. So it's like
Yeah,
that.
he just hit little Ray Ray in the head with the chair and
Yeah,
got old Cindy over there crying, talking about something she need her mom. I just need y'all to stop all this. Just separate them. Put one of them in jail for the weekend.
we're not calling the police beforehand, so it just seems like stuff that you mainly see white women doing, and some white guys. I hate to say it, but they do it too sometimes too. You don't see a lot of that with them unless it's like they just be on petty stuff too. But that's that was that topic, and then you saw the one with the this was racist too. In fact, I'm gonna show this one since I got my phone. I'm gonna show this one.
I
Uh,
mean, I seen a part of it and something distracted me.
it was
What
disgusting.
you say?
I'm about to pull it up now if I can find it. I send it to you. My God, I'm gonna just. I wanted to show it on here, but I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna just hold my phone up. Okay, I gotta restart it because she is loud and country. Yeah.
What matter? Okay. 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 Who matter? White power matter, you say? Who got the swastika on her hip, baby? What the hell? What is she saying? And holding that cigarette for dear life.
Well, the sad part is white people like that is hilarious, because you like you don't like black people, but you still like wear our gear. And she got the straight out of Compton shirt on, even though it's not Compton. It's like you
You know
you
how they make them be like straight out of Uruguay or straight out of high school, stuff like that.
right. It's like you straight out of something that you stole from somebody black, but you don't like black people. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I was going to research the whole was it swastika thing because I'm like that is like a Nazi type of thing, and
Yeah.
you have to be like a certain like you can't have what blonde hair, blue eyes. I was like your eyes better not be blue right now because they'll be shooting you next. You got to be sure you know
They were gonna put her in the gas chamber and put all kind of
you
chemicals in.
like you out here representing something. I didn't get that deep into it, but I was like, you better be careful with what you know what I'm saying, what you represent right now. This weird, bro. So
They
that kind
got,
of, yeah, go ahead.
they got people out here that really like be hard up behind the swastika, like they really mean that. And if they see somebody else with the swastika, check them, and they see that you don't really know the history behind it. You just got it because you see other people with it. They on your head.
Right. Well, I went to her page just being nosy because that's what I do. Like I'm a
That's
dude.
why does
I'm
she have a page?
She does. She has a page because somebody like the thing about social media now is especially
People find people.
oh yeah, they find you, they trying to get you fired, they trying to do everything it takes to be like you know, you out here acting like this, we have to take you down. So she truly is like racist and stuff like that. It's all her social media accounts, multiple accounts of just straight up I'm a racist and I don't care.
But why get a tattoo of a swastika? Why not the white hood of justice that the KKK be wearing, or just triple K across your forehead?
Well,
That would have made more sense.
it don't even matter. It's the fact that, and then what I liked was she told the dude, "You were trying to sleep with me." He was like, "No, I didn't." He was like, "Oh hell no, don't lie like that." He was like, "Don't lie, don't." I like that. You like, nope, nope, don't lie like that. You wanted to sleep with me. You wanted this. No, don't do that. Don't do
Where
that.
did you come from?
I'd have drove my car straight to her. Don't you ever lie like that. I had to record this. Don't you lie like that. Don't you ever. Don't you ever. So I don't know.
Oh,
But like I found like that was in line with the last one. It's like weirdly just racist stuff. And I swear, bro, I listen to like podcasts all day at work because I'm either like listening to podcasts or comedy or music or whatever because I don't like talking to people at work. But it's weird. So one podcast I listen to because I'm into like conspiracies and stuff like that. And they say that with racism, they say racism doesn't exist unless you look for it. And I'm like, people do not be out here looking for racism. Like,
I tell people this all the time. People be looking at me crazy when I say racism don't exist. But people, they even have people coming to my job. You supposed to be coming in here trying to get a tie, yet you walk in, you be like, "Oh, this is a nice establishment." You know, all white employees. Then you see me walk from the back up to the front. Now the whole energy in the room just changed because you see me, African American. Oh, you work here? Yes, I work here. I have the logo on my shirt, full uniform. Now you don't want me touching your vehicle because I work here with these white people. What's going on?
it's weird, bro. It's like it because even at my job when I first got there, this was like after Trump lost and they pretty much need to be in jail. uh it wasn't the workers, it was like the customers who were like strong Trump supporters. So it's almost like they had like a mini Trump rally at the place. And I'm like in there just pulling orders and I'm hearing them. They're like, oh yeah, yeah, they're going on. They talking about Kamala Harris and they don't like Joe Biden. They just Trump should be back in office. This was I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, so don't you go up there because you may not even make it up out of here. Hey, you just working. And so it's not like that every day. It's not it was like a one-time thing. But it's like people just like I feel like you're not looking for it because my thing is I'm not going around looking like, oh, is that a racist right there? Is that this and that? It's just I feel like it's there and it's out there. And like even in videos like this and in the situation I told you about, it still exists. It don't matter how much you try to cover it up, it's gonna still be somebody racist. And even I'm not gonna say I'm racist, but it's like I feel like there are certain people who I look at, I'm like, no.
Racially aware is what you.
I could be racist against somebody black. I was like, ooh, I don't trust you. I don't. What are you doing? You know, it's like
Look like he pickpocket. I'm stay away from that man over
yeah, we
there.
both black.
He got long fingers. He takes stuff.
we both black. I don't want to be bothered with you. Let me call the police on you too. Like, no, but I feel like for certain people, it's just like they want to feel like it's it's their way or they have to dominate. And like her situation, it's like, and the crazy part with people like that is it's weird. Like you don't see these like, and I'm sure they're there, but people who are like highly established, like up there, I got my stuff together. You don't really see those races out there. It's always service level. I'm living on the streets. Races like what do you have to you poor? You just like me. How are you mad at me when we on the same level? like, I'm like, how you angry when we both do this? We both struggling out here, and you got the nerve.
I'm not gonna say that because I've met and know a couple people that got their shit together in the Caucasian skin category that be on that real racist shit for fun, just for fun.
Oh, they're just picking on people there. Like I
Yeah,
got.
they just they doing this for fun. Like, dude will walk up, like one guy. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a great dude. Like, he's very outgoing and whatnot. He will literally walk up to you and say the blackest shit he could think of in front of a bunch of black dudes. Like, what's going on, cuz? I seen that Gucci over there with all that dunk and hump. You heard me?
Oh my
You
god,
trying to smoke something?
I know a guy like that too. Trust me, I know. Yeah, I know one like that. I've actually worked with one, and what's so bad about him is he's like it's in him. It's horribly like it's in him. He'll be singing like all these songs and stuff like from like old songs from like the early 2000s or the 90s. I'm like, oh,
It ain't
like
even songs, but it ain't even songs in the early 2000s. Like, this guy will literally say some wild shit. He'll be like, "It's okay, cause y'all my black friends, so I can say whatever I want," and then start rapping NBA YoungBoy, like word for word.
I'm gonna say this, and you might not agree with me, but I tell people this, and I feel like it sucks for us as black people because I feel like that our identities have been created by other people. So in that sense, when you like that situation, when it,
Mostly rap.
yeah, like with rap, like rappers and rap music and stuff like that, I feel like was created by white people and then it's poured out onto us. And it's like it's supposed to be for us, but it's really for them. So that's why they enjoy it. They enjoy it too. They enjoy it openly, but they enjoy it secretly too. Because it's really it's for them, but it's like we need somebody else to portray this so we can enjoy this either secretly or mainly secretly. But some of them be seeping out for them pools too. It's like, ugh, like we feel like it's for you know what I'm saying? Because we have all these superstars. We got like the Snoop Dogg's, the Dr. Dre's, and all these other people, and they out here doing this, but they have to be promoted by other people of that who are not black. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these white people who have created these people to portray this stuff where we bring this into ourselves. We're like, oh, I feel this and this is who I am, but secretly it's really them. You know what I'm saying? It's like they enjoy this stuff more than we do. And it's like that's how I feel about. So that's why I don't like. I'm not big into rap and stuff. Like I like old stuff, but like this new stuff, I can't really get with it. So
I can't listen to the new stuff, dude. That is too much going on. I like to hear a good rap song, but I don't want to hear about somebody killing somebody every 3 seconds. I don't be wanting to really hear about the drug consumption every 12 seconds. Oh, I got your baby mama in the back of the Benz with my friends doing spins. I don't be wanting to hear all that shit.
that's like that's stereotypical type of stuff. It's even like in music, but it's in TV. You see the reality TV shows and stuff.
It's just
Our
that movie.
people, bro, our people be out there acting up, but it's like we really don't act like that. I mean, some of us do. But I feel like some of us is because we see it and then we embrace it and then we act on it. But I'm like,
Brainwashed.
yeah,
That's what you mean. Brainwashed.
yeah, you can say that. I totally agree. That's a good word. I wasn't thinking of it, but it's like that's how I feel. That's how we are. So in those situations, so if I see somebody white rapping, I'm like, that ain't for you. But now mentally, I'm like, I'm okay with it because it is for you. Y'all created this. And I had a coworker where we used to work together. And so he would see that same guy doing that stuff. And he was like, did you see that? You see how he like he black? And I'm like, no.
I'm like, he black. He sounded like he black. He
I'm
doing
like,
that. He got the hand movements and everything
yeah.
going
I'm
down.
like, I'm like, no, he's not acting like he's black. I'm like, he's acting like what was created by his people. That's for them. I said they enjoy that stuff. They really like. I wish I could find this super old. There was like this clip of these white people in the club, and they had like rap music, and these people out here dancing, bro, and they enjoying it. And I was like, they really enjoy this stuff. We enjoy it too, but they really enjoy it more than what they portray. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like if you were out in a city park and you had like this big party going with all this rap music and stuff, they really do like that, but they will pull by and call the police on you because they can't be out there with you in the moment. But if it was them, oh, they about to cut up. Like, bro, it's
Not unless they in a club setting. Then they'll get to
bro.
doing
Not,
the thing. 'Cause I've been in the club setting before where it was just a bunch of rap music playing. It was majority Caucasian, and everybody was in there going wild like they was at a rave, singing the songs word for word, and then fights breaking out.
bro, they really like. I tell people, I say, man, white people do like they like to have a good time. My best friend, his sister works for the state, and so she would get us into like all these events, stuff that I would never pay for out of my pocket. And so we went down to New Orleans for like this. I think it was a basketball game. I want to say, but we get into like the skybox, bro.
Ooh, I wish the closest I've ever got to the skybox was damn near all the way at the top
So we,
in
bro,
the regular seats.
we've been in them twice. So that's she gets those events like that. I've been to a skybox twice. I could not afford this out of my pocket. Like it's like $1,500 for the event. It's like for that, just for the room. That's not the food and the drinks and all of that. Bro, we get in there. So he's like, we're gonna be in this thing, and he's telling me. So I'm like, man, I mean, I go put on my good clothes. You know what I'm saying? I khakis and like good boots and stuff like that. I'm like, I was dressed up. So they come in, they got on suits and stuff, and everybody's laughing and talking. Man, bro, by the time they've been over with, suits off, ties off, dresses off, blouses, just it's like, I'm like, bro, y'all really up here like toe up, drinking, like,
Yeah, I'm gonna say, man, drinking
bro,
that stuff gets you out your clothes because it get hot in that box. I'm pretty sure.
I'm still in my clothes on. Like, I'm trying to be like, okay, I'm behaving, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, no, they like, we came in here to act up,
They
whatever. Bro,
when they go out and they say they're gonna have a good time, they
they,
mean that. They
they
really have a good time.
yeah,
Whether it's whether it's family dinners or family events, whether they going fishing, just out on the lake on a boat or whatever, they really enjoy that time.
yeah, they out there. So it's like they want to enjoy this stuff, but they don't want us to enjoy ourselves. So you can't.
We try to. We try to enjoy ourselves. Then you got Pookie over there in the corner looking like he want to fight somebody. And then you got Dede and them. Dede and them start shit too. And they don't want nobody having a good time. Because
That's a
they ain't
part of the that's a part of the brainwashing too. Is you just feel like you have to have your little dramas and beefs. That's brainwashed stuff too. It's like because I feel like I like to do things, but I like to go somewhere where you can have a good time and not have to deal with the police or fighting and stuff too. So, you know, that's how I feel about it. But just to kind of end off on the whole racial topic as a whole with those two situations, I just feel like it's about the people who, like in those cases, whether you being racist or if you calling the police, it's about who it is. Each individual, because they're even more than white people. There are other people who act like that too. You know what I'm saying? Asians, they want to watch you all day and call the cops too, but they don't do it as much as the white people do. It's it's just that's just how it is. So,
yeah, because Most black people mind their business.
Yeah, we ain't trying to be involved with the police because we already feel like it's
They against us. They want us gone anyway.
yeah. So yeah, we don't do that. So I think I want to talk about that thing you sent me on Instagram. That was funny to me.
That lady, oh my goodness,
Hold
that
on,
one.
I'm gonna show that. Hold on, because that is like I don't want to like talk about women and stuff like that. But
I
you
don't
got
want to talk about them too, but she set herself up for that.
oh yeah, that was bad. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this one up too.
I never.
Ex left me for a heavy set Caucasian woman. And instead of just leaving to say face that if he sees me at any time, we can say hi to each other or whatever. And have a normal conversation like civilized people do. We can't do that because he made me feel so low wanting to be me and who I am. Because he wanted something else, a different preference of color, a different preference of size. He literally made me feel like I'm not beautiful. So I'm glad he's out of my life. And smile. Like, I'm alive. And I want to try to do the best I can for me and my family.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That I didn't even watch the whole thing because the way she was talking, how she was holding her mouth, trying to show all her teeth, that little thing dangling. It seemed like her saying that whole thing really hurt her in pain.
I
But
didn't watch it in completion, and I wish I would have because it has music and that's gonna get us demonetized or whatever. Like it's going in there that heifer. But my thing is, I don't think he left you. He probably left you
it
for.
wasn't because of how her body was. I'm pretty sure a lot of guys like women with tattoos, but it's the excessive piercing. Nobody wants to feel that on their face all the time. And I'm pretty sure they had conversations about it. He probably wanted her to take a good bit of it off, and she was against it because like, this is who I am. If you don't like me for my piercing, you can go somewhere else, or you can go find something over there, or you can just leave me alone.
Yeah, when that
They're
first that was my idea too. I was like, he left you because you have like
the piercing.
yeah you
This
have yeah that oh no it was the whole for me it was the whole setup. I'm not gonna say a lie, that was disturbing too. But it was that she had stuff in her teeth, everything. It was like, bro, like that makes me want to take a magnet and just be like, just
She
mm.
had platinum in her mouth. That was real platinum that she
I,
had in her
I
mouth.
would take that magnet and just be like,
She got her teeth filed down for those.
that disgusts me, and I hate to say it, but even for ladies, I hate that because I see ladies with the things in their nose. It looks like something that goes on a bull's nose. You know what I'm saying? That whatever.
Yeah, the courtroom.
Yeah. And then some of them had like a little whatever. Then someone had like this big thing. It's like, bruh, like I couldn't be with you with that thing hanging out of your face either. And she
It
had,
was another one I was supposed to send you because it was a guy and his face was heavily modified. Like he got his teeth sharpened to kind of almost mimic a demon. He had horn implants from his forehead all the way to the back of his neck and two horns out the side, like sticking up like this.
you talking about
His ears were stretched. He had his eyeballs were tattooed black with some kind of white material close to the retina,
mm,
and it
you
was it,
gonna-
it was huge, dude. Too. I don't get the body modification. Well, I get body modification, but I don't get the heavy body modification. Like, why would you want to put your body through so much torture to look like an entity, not yourself?
I don't know. It's called cosplay, people. Just put it on, just take it off. That's all you gotta do. Take it off. Like don't leave it on. But for her, I'm jumping on her because I don't care about you. We can look like whatever. I don't want him and whatever. For her, it's like, bruh, it's like you got too much going on. You got all of this metal in your face. You got a wig on. That's clearly a wig. You got tattoos and stuff like that. And so like I don't agree with him leaving you for a fat white woman or whatever, but it's like,
I don't even think she was big. I think she was just saying that because she was hurt that he
well, I'm
left.
going based off of what she said. So if I'm wrong, she's wrong. I got it from her. So it's like, hey, he left you for her. Like we have to see a picture of her. Do she have all that going on? Because she probably don't. Like,
9 out of 10, she doesn't. Now, I
yeah,
don't mind tattoos on a woman, just up here in the chest area, neck tattoos on a woman is just not appealing, especially if it's
that's
this.
that's a real turn off for me. Like it, I don't mind like little small stuff, but if you got the dragon wrapping around your neck and biting you on the cheek, I like look. I'm laughing already, so there's no way that anything is gonna happen between us. I'm already dying laughing. So yeah, I don't blame him. I would get my things and leave too. And but the only difference is I would have been like, yeah, I can't be with you when you walking around with 20 pounds of metal hanging off of you and you got a wig on and you got all these other.
And she probably wasn't like that at first. When they first met, she probably only had like a few piercings in the ears, maybe a lip ring, and then over time, as she felt more comfortable to getting more piercings, she probably just went a little too overboard. He probably confronted her about it a few times, like, "Hey, you kind of overstepping it with the piercings. You need to slow down. Maybe consider putting your money towards something else." And she probably was like, "No, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. It's my body." As you know how women say, "It's my body. I do whatever I want with my body." And she just took it to a whole nother level.
I blame him because he should have got on her like when she started too far. Like once you did the 2 ears and then you might have been like, okay, I'm doing one cheek. I'm like, all right, now that's enough of your stuff. Now don't go past that one cheek. But then once
Yeah,
you
like this is fine. Like even my lady sends me stuff that she thinks about getting. Like she will send me something and ask me if she can get it. If I say no, no, I'm no, that's
yeah,
too much.
I'm
Don't
be,
get it.
I'm be
Please
like,
don't.
I'm be like,
Please
hey,
don't.
I'm like, you go get that. I'm gonna be laughing at you and talking about you. So don't do it. That's
I don't mind nose rings. You can do the
I,
septum.
I don't want to see the nose ring, especially that bull thing, because I'd be like, I'm gonna just get some pliers and snatch, just snatch it out because it's like, like
I like the little bull ring. Not them big fat ass bull ring with the balls like this big hanging down. Like a little small one. It could be a little small dangly one.
I don't like that. I do not
Like
like.
like my lady has a little cute little mushroom that I picked out for her when we were in Houston. It's nice. I like it.
I can't stand those things on women at all. Like, no, I hate it. I hate it. I hated her video. I hated it. Like I said, I wish I would even watch. I showed her the whole thing. I didn't watch all of that. That's why I was like, it's still going on. Like, that's what I was talking.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on,
Like,
wait.
let me
The
look
more
at this
she
too.
talked, the more this little dangly thing got my attention. And then as I seen the dangly thing, I just kept looking in her mouth, trying to figure out what pieces of metal she had in her mouth. And just like,
Yeah, I saw that. It was because it's like multicolored or whatever. I was like, oh,
and
you.
she
Yeah.
kept doing this to show people that she has a lot going on in her mouth.
And that's why he got his things and he left. See, she wouldn't want to be with me anyway because we would get to arguing, and when that thing go, I'm like, if you don't shut up, I'm going to snatch that thing off you. Or the put the whole setup on. You making me mad. Like, oh, bro, like, and look,
Domestic violence.
bro, I'm saying this, because I'm like, but I respect everybody wants to be individual. Like, I could talk about that in certain whatever, but I'm not gonna really get into it. But like right now, I got my hair highlighted and whatever, and I'd be color and stuff like that. So it's like I have my own little tattoos and stuff. I wouldn't go any further than that. I don't wear earrings anymore, but I do have ear piercings. But it's
I wish I could wear earrings. I have a taper. That's about it. People think it's a nail in my ear, which is crazy. But I'm
I
not going over getting this.
I can't find anything that I want. Like it's like for me, like earrings are tough for me to like pick out. So I'm like, you know what? Don't even wear them anymore. And I'll be like, man, my ears are gonna close up. They never do. I'm like, so every night I go and try, and I'm like, oop, earring just slip right back in there. Like, I'm like, you know what?
Mine closes. My left one closed. But it wasn't so far as picking earrings that look good. It's just as can I find an earring that's not gonna mess with whatever they got going on in there? Because if I wear like regular earrings or like the little clip hoop earrings, it messes with the inside of my hole. And this is the only thing that I can wear that doesn't irritate it.
Yeah, I don't have issues with that. It's just I can't find anything that I want to wear. And so I'm like, I don't want to spend a bunch of because I want something that's gonna be real. Let's start with that. But I don't want anything that's gonna be like it's gonna mess me up where I can't. So yeah, that's my struggle with that. But just jumping back to her because we almost out of time here. Yeah, he left you because you have all that stuff. That's what it was. He didn't leave you because you passed gas and the thing. It was
She was trying to look like Hellraiser. She trying to look like Pinhead.
She's already on her way. She's on her way.
Pinhead and one of his little goons.
2 more piercings and she could be in the next movie. Is it Hellraiser 2? Did they do that one already?
Hellraiser 2, there's more than 2 Hellraisers. There's
I
a
mean,
lot of
okay, well, wherever they stopped at, you could be the next one. You could be the female one. You just need 2 more piercings to get you boom right there, and you the next one. So
I think they're supposed to be releasing another one this year.
I never watch them. I don't watch horror stuff like that anymore. I'm like, I like to sleep at night. I don't have time.
I mean, when we were kids, my grandmother watched it like all day, every day, and even when we were going to sleep, like we had no choice but to listen and see what was on the TV because she had control. We couldn't be like, "Hey, turn it off. We got school in the morning." It's shut your ass up, go to sleep. I'm watching TV.
No. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and end this thing because we pretty much out of time before the meeting closes. Face. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm just do it like this. So if you like this thing, thumbs us up. Like he said last time, turn your notifications on, subscribe, share this video if you can or whatever. Leave us comments or topics.
Anything we talk about, we'll talk about anything.
We'll talk about anything. This has been randomness with the homies. You have your boy Blacky D and the homie Tyler.